What's up, my good peoples? I hope this video finds you in great health. I'm talking about physically, mentally, and financially. But I hope you healthy all the way around the board. But yeah, I'm bringing this video to you today because I was thinking about them things that Lady Duck, P4, and 11 Hoover members got indicted for. Right? What y'all feel about that? Truthfully, what y'all feel about that? And do you understand how serious a charge like that can be if it's placed upon your name? If your name is on a case like that, do you understand how serious that can be? Because when your name is followed up by a charge like that, let me tell you something. That means you were, they said minors. So a minor is like, what, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, right? And if you were indicted for sex trafficking a child, what does that say about you? I really want to know what y'all think about this in the comments. Tell me what y'all really think about this. So let's put this on full display. We're going to break this all the way down. So now, when you break shit down, when you start any type of business, so these individuals in the business of selling their body. So now you're putting your body on display. So you're advertising your body. Every business have an advertising campaign. You're advertising your body. You might be out here with next to nothing on, but you a child. So now you got a child out here with next to nothing on, right? Willing to sell themselves like a product. It's like you buy some Doritos, or you might pull up the Roscoe, buy you a whole platter, or whatever the case may be. Benihana's, the biggest restaurant. Listen, we're gonna say the biggest restaurant that you can go to. That right there. So you're on the corner, acting like you something to eat off that meal. So now you became something to purchase. You can be bought. You can be bought, but if fear in your mind, you don't really want to be bought. You don't want to be bought. No, you don't. You don't want that for yourself. You don't want to be sleeping with all these different type of individuals at all. Right? You don't. You just a victim. A victim of the circumstances. A motherfucker strong arms you, pull a blade out, a pistol. I ain't gonna say too much. You know, the thing out, whatever the case may be. And force you into this type of lifestyle, right? And force you into standing on the corner and selling everything that means, man, everything that's dear to you, you selling that on the corner, right? And you bringing the money back to these motherfuckers that ain't on the corner. Because they force you to do that. And you a minor. So not only are they strong, they manipulating your mind. It's mental and physical warfare out here. Right? These are kids. Right? Out here selling their body like it's a bag of chips, a bag of Doritos, or a pack of chicken, or some coleslaw, or a burrito, or a taco, or a motherfucking Starbucks, or a motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever the case may be, McDonald's, whatever the case may be, a Happy Meal. We're gonna call it a Happy Meal. Because that's what these motherfuckers that come to purchase y'all be wanting. They want a motherfucker Happy Meal. Because in their life, they're so deprived of what they thrive for, they gotta come prey on you. right? And these other motherfuckers are already preying on you. Now listen, man. Let's go deep into this shit, man. Let's go deep into it. Okay, so any individual that's willing to sex traffic a minor, this is the same motherfucker that was looking at his little cousin, little sister, or whoever else was in a household that he felt he can manipulate their mind and get them to do what he wants them to do. He probably groped them before and all that, and they just ain't said nothing yet. You better realize the individuals that you're dealing with. These are the individuals you're dealing with. So now, when your name is placed on some claims like that, you know good. I don't give a fuck what you thought you was. Listen, wrong or cut, you know good. I don't care who you was, who your people is, none of that. You know good no more, fella. You come up in them stoops and your name is placed on that work. If your people don't handle you, you're still gonna be handled. Period, point blank. Ain't no escaping that. You're gonna be handled. Listen, we're gonna give them the opportunity to handle their scandal. And if they don't, you best believe somebody gonna be at you. Ain't no walk in the yard with no jacket like that, player. Y'all been indicted. Y'all on work. But now, I'm bringing all this to you. Lady Duck, P4, I ain't gonna put the other letter on it, right? 11 Hoover gang members. But what about Donald Trump? They was indicted. That name on paperwork. Donald Trump name on paperwork too. So, I said in my last video that was similar to this video, and it was released, and it was called the Epstein Files. I mentioned Donald Trump, right? And I mentioned how a lot of us will hurry up and run, right? Run. You sprint. Like you at the end of the track meet, right? You was running at that. You got at the end, you moving like a motherfucker, right? Soon as you got at the end, you moving. I told y'all how y'all quit to come to the motherfucking internet and talk about our own people, the people that look like us. Yeah. Y'all quit to bring them up on charges, but y'all fail to even speak on these Epstein files. Why? Why y'all ain't speaking on that? Ain't that an indictment? His name on paperwork just like they name on paperwork. So why y'all ain't talking about it? Y'all scared? Y'all humble as a motherfucker when it come to him or what? I'm just asking. Because he on the same damn type of charges though. They were sex trafficking minors. Him and Epstein. And Epstein mysteriously came up unalived. That's a coincidence? Or is the reality of the situation is that he had too much information to let him outlive this here situation? The situation is the Epstein files. And Palm Bondi involved him in all that. She involved in them too. Listen, the shit go real deep. And they keep on trying to throw these little distractions in front of you. He sent the National Guard to D.C. Listen, we had the National Guard out here in L.A., in Watts. That's where I'm from. Look, I'm from Watts, right? We had the motherfucking National Guard out here when they killed one of my homies, when they beat Rodney King, when they killed Latasha Harlins, right? They had the National Guards out here because we pieced up. All the blacks was sticking together, right? We stopped all that black on black crime in terms of their black on black love. They had armor tanks over here and everything, right? It's the same fucking playbook that they doing in Washington, D.C. right now. Just like it's the same playbook that Donald Trump playing out of Ronald Reagan's playbook. Y'all better pay attention and avoid these distractions, man. You're trying to keep your mind occupied with something else so you won't focus on what's really going on. It's quite a coincidence that the Fed's been looking this up, but they also been looking up these Epstein files probably longer than they've been looking this shit up. But guess what happened? Let's put this out here, and guess what everybody gonna say on the internet? Oh, P4, Lady Duck, 11 Hoover gang members got indicted for sex trafficking minors. Let's overlook the Epstein files. That's how y'all look. Duck face ass motherfucker. Y'all like seagulls. Soon as somebody drop a topic for y'all motherfuckers to eat it up, oh, y'all right there. Y'all goofy. You overlook shit. What about Trump? Y'all bringing everybody else up on motherfucking charges. What about him though? Huh? And with that being said, I'm gonna show y'all a couple of clips and hope this shit'll click with you.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this pregnant.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, you know, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stayed there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean...
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Y'all remember this photo? This girl's like 14 or 15 at the time. Do you know who this is? Makes sense now?
And hope this shit'll click with you. Man, open up your mind. Start thinking. You goofy motherfucker. Do your research before you bring your own kind up on charges and overlook the charges of other motherfuckers stuff. How the head of everything wind up dead, right? How this motherfucker trying to change laws to where if you 14, you're legal enough to vote and all this is that. Y'all don't get it? He was fucking on 14. Let me reword that. He was effing. Let me say effing. He was effing or bumping and grinding because they got R. Kelly for that, and y'all held him guilty for that. Y'all said, who is this? P. Diddy was oiling up. What about Trump oiling up? Y'all never say nothing about what y'all need to be saying something about though. Y'all tight-mouthed. Y'all so choosy. Y'all be choosing y'all motherfucking battle. How choosy? You scared of your channel getting canceled? How choosy? You can be both. If you scared of your channel being canceled, you can be both. So you're not to be trusted. But anyway, let's continue. How choosy? Trump, you's a pedo. You already know. Foul. You's a what? Pedo. You already know. Foul. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all a couple of clips. And we're gonna end this here. And all y'all, be blessed, man. Be blessed. Live in your truth. Never fold. Never surrender. Never retreat. Because you only got one life, man. How you gonna live your life? How you wanna live your life? You wanna be legendary? Or do you want individuals to forget you? They're gonna forget everything you even ever done. No matter if it was good or not. If you don't become legendary, you don't speak up for yourself, you don't stand for something, you'll be forgotten. You can die right now today. Listen. You can die right now today. Let me look at my other phone right now. What's the day? The 20th or the 19th? Let me look at my other phone. It's the 20th. I believe it's the 20th. I know now. I said I believe because I wasn't all the way for sure, but now I know it's the 20th. So what you gonna do with this day on the 20th? If I break that down into a mathematical form, you go from knowledge to wisdom. And now, if you are wise, you will do with this day what many others has did. You will spread wisdom, knowledge, understand. You got to build stuff up for individuals to understand. You got to start with knowledge, right? It's like 1, 2, 3. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It's 1, 2, 3. So you got to speak on things, present the information, present the knowledge, build on the knowledge, which will build understanding. Because can't nobody dispute what is based in fact. And what is based in fact is we got a president that's up in here. He ain't my president. I don't care about that guy. Fuck him. Fuck that dude. Listen, when you growing up in communities like I grew up in, I'm from Watts. The PJs to be exact. When you grow up in a community like I've been in, they got individuals that was always calling themselves the head of the pecking order. Right? You can be the head of the pecking order, but you can be knocked down too. You don't remain that unless you do right by the motherfucking people. So if you ain't doing right by the people, you're going to get your ass knocked down. So I don't respect nobody that think that they can't be touched, period. Listen. Hold everybody accountable. Don't pick and choose your motherfucking battles. If you really gonna call people on shit, call them on. Don't just call Lady Duck, P4, and whatever the other letter is, and these 11 groovers up on charges because y'all heard that. It was something to grab on to and get likes about. What about Donald Trump? He on paperwork too. He on the Epstein's files. What about him? Oh, that's solid.
2 of Jeffrey Epstein's victims are speaking out in a pair of new letters written anonymously and directed to the federal court and to the Department of Justice. These victims make a plea for transparency, and they slam the Trump administration's handling of the case. One of the letters reads in part, quote, "I wish you would have handled and would handle the whole Epstein files with more respect toward and for the victims. I am not some pawn in your political warfare. What you have done and continue to do is eating at me day after day as you help to perpetuate this story indefinitely. Why not be completely transparent? Show us all the files with only the necessary redactions. Be done with it and allow me and us to heal. You protect yourself and your powerful and wealthy friends, not enemies, over the victims. Why? Another letter says this in regards to the memo released by the Trump administration early last month, quote, I am not sure the highest priority here is the victims, justice for the victims, or combating child exploitation, or at least I do not feel this way. If there was justice for the victims, we would see some kind of accountability for the years they allowed this horrible human being, if you can call him that, to prey on underage and young girls while jet-setting around the world with high-profile individuals and or entrapping his victims in his various mansions and or his notorious private island. I feel like the DOJ's and FBI's priority is protecting the third party, the wealthy men, by focusing on scrubbing their names off the files of which the victims know who they are. To learn that our own president has utilized thousands of agents to protect his identity and these high-profile individuals is monumentally mind-blowing. That's their focus? Wow. End quote.
That motherfucker's guilty. 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 That motherfucker's guilty.